And Mr. Leeser is coming up, and his first question is, are you really a good boy?
Yeah. His mama said so. What's up, guys?
My name's Oscar Leeser, and I'm running for mayor. And I'd like to thank everybody for inviting me to come in here. I was born in 1958. You can't hear me? Well, it was only Gus that couldn't hear me, so that was okay. No, I was born in 1958 in Mexico, Chihuahua, Mexico, and came to the United States in 1967. I was 9 years old, didn't speak a word of English. I've lived the American dream, and I've worked very hard to accomplish what I've accomplished. And now I want to share those visions with the city. And I honestly believe that we don't need politicians running big business. And we need people like myself that has been an accomplished businessman that has run a great business and taken Hyundai of El Paso from 15 cars a month to almost 400 cars a month, and has brought Hyundai to El Paso to sponsor an 80-year-old legend of the Hyundai Sunbull. And stuff like that is what's going to make us successful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. Leeser, will you name the pros and cons of a city government that's run with a city manager, and let us know that if you are elected, if you plan to change that structure of our city government?
Well, the first thing is our city manager is not an elected official. It is, she works for, or he works for council and mayor. And I believe that continuity with the city manager is a great thing. But the mayor of our city needs to make sure that everybody works together. I mean, you guys just saw that we had a 4-4 vote, which means we have no confidence in our city manager. The system is broken, but it doesn't need to go away. We just need to fix it, and you need leadership to fix it, so we all work together.
Sir? Thank you, sir. The recent debate over immigration reform has raised the question again of border security. In your opinion, is our border with Mexico secure? And how would you, as mayor of El Paso, advise Washington lawmakers to proceed with reform?
Well, is it secure? Yes, I think that we're doing a good job, and we're securing our borders. But can we always do better? Absolutely. And when I get into office, I will find out what we need and what it takes to go to Washington to get proper funding. Remember, everything's about funding. Everything's about having people, and people have to be in place to be able to do the right thing. I think we're a very safe city. I think we're a very safe country. And I thank all our men, women, my dad who served in World War II, my brother-in-law that served in 2 wars. I thank you guys for protecting our borders also. Thank you.
Mr. Leeser, El Paso has earned the distinction of being named the safest city in the United States for the past 3 years. The El Paso Firemen and Policemen's Pension Fund is now facing a $270 million shortfall. As mayor, what steps would you take to address this issue, and would you support an increase of the city's contribution to that fund?
Well, you know, that's a great question. I appreciate it, because who would be better than a politician or a businessman to try to balance a budget and get the fund under control? Now, you know, for me to tell you I'd increase the funds or I'd increase that, that'd be kind of silly for me to do that. But I can tell you that as a businessman, and I balance a lot of budgets, I've done a lot of things that's made my business. I was the chairman for Hope on Wheels for Hyundai, which was the national chairman. They were raising $600,000 a year. I took over it, and their expenses were 60%. After 7 years, I was the chairman of it. We were racing to find a cure for cancer. We were raising $15 million a year, and we had less than a 10% expense structure. So that kind of leadership will get me to be able to balance their pension and be able to do the right thing. You politicians or anyone else, they have a hard time seeing the future and the vision. And business people do the right thing and understand how to run business.
You have 2 minutes to answer the following question. The ballpark is coming, and the question is, what is your personal commitment to making the full extent of the development expectation a reality to the citizens of El Paso?
Well, the ballpark is coming, and I am 100% for the ballpark. I'm very, very much against the way it happened. And I'm very saddened the way it happened, but you're right, we have to make sure that our $110 million, that's probably going to turn out to be $150 million to spend properly. So we need to make sure that we build businesses around the downtown area. We support baseball. We make sure that we're the ambassador for the downtown and make sure it happens. Even though I don't think it was done the right way, I can promise you that I'll make sure that it becomes a success. I'll make sure that we do the right things, and I personally will support it. And I've made a phone call and I said, I want to buy a box. I may not agree with everything, but I guarantee you I've donated to a lot of things in our city. It's probably been over 100 charities over my 12 years as a dealer at Hyundai of El Paso, and I am committed to making El Paso a better city, and I'm committed to make sure we don't waste your tax dollars. Well, I have a very simple message. I really do. I don't have these great in detail answers. I don't have these great things that really are hard to envision. What I have is a vision to run a business. I have a vision to make sure that we're honest. You know, transparency is the biggest thing that we talk about. And I tell you one thing, the definition of transparency is when things are done at the front table during the day of light, not in the back room in the dark. And one thing I can bring is experience, knowledge, honesty, and transparency. Thank you. May God bless everybody and have a great night.
We had a businessman run the country for 8 years. It didn't work out too hard.